One of the biggest problems in the Middle East today is the conflict between Jews and Muslims who are constantly fighting to claim victory over the land of Israel. The history behind the land brings us to the realization that both religions claim to have ties to the land dating back thousands of years. The underlying tensions created by the changes in governmental rule and divisions of the border has led to the most recent conflict during the summer of 2014 and will lead to many more fatal conflicts if Palestinians refuse to live in peace with the Jewish state of Israel. Since roughly 1500 BCE, the Jews have lived in the land of Israel and maintained control over the land, including creating a stable, functioning government. Unfortunately, the Jews lost control over the land for thousands of years to groups like the Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Crusaders, Ottomans, and British. However, there was no political entity established specifically in that region, but rather the land was under the general rule of an empire. Israel, or Palestine if you wish to call it that, was never an Arab or Muslim state. The Jews were the only people to actually call the state of Israel a sovereign state, giving them rights to the land as stated by the League of Nations and United Nations. It is for this reason that Palestinians have no right to claim ownership over the land of Israel, even though they have been living there for years. After the Ottoman Empire fell following the end of World War I, Great Britain and France were allocated the formerly Ottoman-ruled regions in the Middle East. Great Britain was given the region of Palestine, held in trust for the Jewish people, as a result of the League of Nations mandating that the land belonged to the Jews. And finally, on May 14, 1948, the State of Israel was declared independent and the homeland of the Jews. Obviously, the surrounding Arab countries were upset by this change and they attacked Israel, and have been attacking Israel to this day. Most recently, there was a conflict that occurred over the summer of 2014, which started with the kidnapping of 3 Israeli students. This bloody conflict resulted in the death of thousands of Palestinians and the destruction of the Gaza Strip. Although rightfully, Israel received much scrutiny for this, it must be known that Israel was defending itself. As advertised on the news, the Israeli Defense Force targeted homes, hospitals, schools, old age homes, and surrounding locations. However, these locations were believed to host rockets and other weapons that were used in the attack of Israel. Hamas, the terrorist organization in the Gaza Strip, purposely held their weapons in populated areas because they knew Israel would attack and Palestinians would receive more sympathy. Hamas even admitted to launching rockets from schools in Gaza. Israel truly did care about the lives of Palestinians and tried to evacuate the areas that were being targeted before an attack by sending out leaflets and calling homes. These efforts to preserve Palestinian lives were not reciprocated, as Hamas shot hundreds of rockets into Israel daily. Lastly, think about this.
If tomorrow Israel laid down its arms and announced, "We will fight no more," what would happen? And if the Arab countries around Israel laid down their arms and announced, "We will fight no more," what would happen? In the first case, there would be an immediate destruction of the state of Israel and mass murder of its Jewish population. In the second case, there would be peace the next day. As I said at the outset, it is a simple problem to describe. One side wants the other dead. And if it didn't, there would be peace.